Hi everybody!
Hi everybody! We're the WBAs. I'm Nick.
I'm Jean-Luc.
And tonight we're making lasagna. So again, it's a recipe. We don't even try to hide it anymore because, you know, we're wearing
You know what happens when the aprons
the
are
video
on.
says recipe.
Recipe. It's pretty
obvious.
Pretty much an obvious or a given that we're making something to eat.
So we're going to be having a lasagna, and we're actually making the noodles from scratch.
Yes, I am going to be making my lasagna noodles right now from some whole wheat flour, 2 eggs, a little bit of water, and what is this measurement? A 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So let's start off. I'm gonna take out my 1/4 teaspoon measuring spoon from, of course, Peppered Chef. We love our Peppered Chef measuring spoons because they actually
list out the
and then
they can't see from there.
Oh yeah, I should bring it up. They list out the measurement, and boom, you can have a 1/4 teaspoon, 1/2 teaspoon, a full teaspoon, which is fantastic and so much easier.
And it's also more precise because you can't really tell with an actual teaspoon sometimes.
Yeah. So what I do is I let it open it up just a little bit. I pour some in, and then I close it to the 1/4. There we go. There's a little bit more salt in there, but that's okay. So, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, which is good there.
And there was how many cups of flour?
There was 2 cups of whole wheat flour. So our 2 cups of whole wheat flour right now we have 2 cats going after each other in the back.
It's happened before.
It's happened. So we have 2 cups. This is a great value one. We have this one. We've had this. We use different types of flour. We're not very picky. Brody's are the flour that we use for our self-rising flour when we make our 2-ingredient dough. So we got the flour and the salt in the bowl, and also now it takes 2 eggs. I know completely lost train of thought.
2 eggs.
2 eggs.
Crack them in
Yep.
onto your flour mixture. And so far the recipe's 24 points for the flour itself. But we're actually making 3 lasagnas tonight because actually...
Guess who's in town?
My mom is.
Nick's mom, Lizette, is in town.
Here. She decided she's had enough for today. We went shopping and she's
We had a pretty busy day today.
Yeah. Killed me. She said we killed her.
We killed her. She's not used to being as busy.
So we put the 2 eggs into the actual the drying ring.
Yeah, I want to actually rinse my hands real quick too. So move that out of the way.
You're putting your hands in the bowl now.
I know, but I just felt better doing it. Leave me alone. Let me cook.
Anyways, so now that the eggs are in this, he's gonna start mixing it by hand, and he's gonna use the yolk of the egg and the yellow of the actual egg to combine the flour and the salt together.
And I'm just breaking it apart.
Yeah, he's just trying to make a dough out of it. So I'll bring the camera over so you guys can see it.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to start adding some water from time to time here.
Yeah. So he's basically mixing it together.
And it's really flaky. Like, it gets really flaky. It's kind of weird at first. And you're going to need to start adding some water here.
Okay, just give me a second. Just got a spoon.
It needs to make a ball.
Yeah, you're trying to make a ball of dough with this. So I'm going to add a bit of water. It's fine because we made this a long time ago, but every time we did it, it's like you just keep adding water slowly.
Yeah, just slowly start adding water.
And it starts to build this ball. More. So you just keep going like that. Add more.
There might be some more experienced pasta makers out there, which if you are and you know an easier way of doing this, please share.
We thought this is the recipe we found a while back that we tried out. Yeah, I'm just making sure you're not doing too much. Okay, Kos. What are you talking about over there?
Can you tilt the camera just a little bit more? There we go.
I can't see what's being
I know. I can see. That's why I was like,
I'm adding a bit more water.
Yeah.
And you can see it's starting to slowly come together.
It's actually sticking to my fingers more than anything, which is always fun. But we're starting to finally see some type of
ball being formed.
Dough.
And for all of you out there making a 2-ingredient dough, this is basically
and this is basically making You're making less than 2-ingredient dough because there's only eggs and flour in this and a little bit of salt.
Yeah, so it's really easy to make. And I know some people out there is like making pasta. Like, why would I make I could buy it. We actually have stopped eating lasagna noodles from the store because we found there was too many noodles, and we always found that they're really high in points. So by doing it your own, you actually know ingredients.
You get to control stuff, and not only that, you're not having to make a huge lasagna. I don't think maybe just a little bit, and I think that's actually really good. You don't need to make a huge lasagna this way. You can make individual lasagnas, and that way we
which
don't have the leftovers.
Which is what we're doing tonight. We're making individual lasagna.
So there you go. There's that ball. There's that ball of dough. I'm gonna put this in this bowl right here, real quick. I'm gonna come rinse my hands because it gets a little messy. So I'm gonna just rinse my hands real quick.
And we'll come back in a second, and we'll show you how to roll it out.
Yeah,
okay?
we'll roll it out in just a bit. See you in a bit.
So we're back. So we took the ball of dough and we split it into two.
Yep.
So we just split it into two and then we rolled it out. So Jean-Luc's working on the second one.
I already started rolling it out. I got a little over excited and I was like, oh, I just got into the flow of things. And then Nick's like, hey.
So you basically grab your rolling pin and you start just rolling out. You use flour to help yourself slide across. And
you want to roll it thin. You don't want a thick.
You don't want a thick lasagna
noodle, right? So the thinner you do it, the better it is because we're putting 3 noodles per lasagna.
4 noodles.
4 noodles per lasagna?
Yes, 12 divided by 3.
Oh, okay.
So this makes, this can make as many noodles as you want if you think about it. The whole recipe, like we said, is 24 points. But if you're having people over and you want to make, 4 lasagnas, you can make it 3 noodles per lasagna. Yeah. You can also stretch it out as far as you can. Because what happens is that we actually cut the edges off, as you can see in here.
We square out the noodles.
And I'll show you, we actually cut a few before. So these right here are the ones we've already cut. So you can see they're sitting here and they're basically square pieces. And we just cut them. We have 6 here right now. So Jean-Luc's making the next 6 so that we can have 12 like we were just saying. We also already have these pieces here. We're actually going to use this as probably some type of snack or something.
Yeah,
we'll figure out what we want to do with it.
We'll make some probably Parmesan chips, but not deep fried, of course. Putting them in a frying pan with some avocado spray.
Yeah. So he's just cutting out the edges to square it all out to make it.
Our oven is preheating right now.
Yeah. Preheating at 350 degrees.
So you see, you're never going to get the perfect edge, right? So I might actually take one of those to make the extra. Should I straighten that out there?
Yeah, I would.
And then I'll make 6 out of this here. So cut this in half, and then cut this into right there.
Yep.
6.
Voila. So now that we have them all cut, I'll take you guys over here. So on the stove right now, we have a pot of water. So we put down the actual phone here, the camera. So we have a pot of water. So what you do is you take your noodles, like so. You make sure your pot is boiling, and you just drop them in, one at a time.
And they don't need to be in there very long. They're gonna float up usually when they're ready.
So what you do is you just put them in, and then as they cook, they'll be stick to the bottom, and as they cook, they will rise to the top. So you can see right now, they're all at the bottom, and you can actually see on the camera too. So they're all at the bottom, and you just let them boil until it's not going to take that long. And eventually it will come up. And that's all you have to do. You basically, you cook them all like that, and you get them all ready.
You can stir them a little bit. I brought them all over here already.
Okay. I'm just getting the other dough. Yeah.
So what ends up happening is they actually end up like hardening a little bit in the water. Like you can see that. So I'm just going to I have a bowl here, just one of our stainless steel bowls. So I'm going to pull these out and put them all in the bowl. So now your noodles are cooked. That's how quick it is to cook fresh pasta, which is insane. Like you don't need to cook, and not only that, you're going to be baking these as well in the oven because we're going to be layering these as a lasagna. Yeah,
so let's do the next 4. So essentially you do all that with all your noodles, and we'll come back in a bit and show you how
to layer that
lasagna together. Bye. So we're back.
And noodles are cooked, as you already saw. So we have them cooked. I'm actually going to put them, my hands are clean, so I'm going to, and I'm making them, sir. They're all mine. These are what the noodles look like once they're cooked. So we cut them into
12, like we had said.
Yep. There's a few different slices, right? But there was a lot of extra on the outside of that.
So remember, the recipe was 2 cups of flour, whole wheat flour that we used. And we used 2 eggs.
2 eggs
and then you just mix it together.
Quarter tablespoon
of salt. And as you mix it together, you add water to
gradually
on your ball, and then you roll it out on flour to create your noodle.
Yep.
And you cut them into whatever pieces you need for your meal.
So now we're going to stack our lasagna. Yeah. So our lasagnas are individual lasagnas. We're not making a big lasagna, so we know exactly how many points
are per lasagna.
And again, we're the approximators when it comes to that, because again, these noodles aren't cut exactly to a specification of knowing that each noodle is 1 point. Yeah. We don't know that. But we know the entire batch was 24. Yeah. And that's how we cook. We've been doing this forever. And so we use... I didn't spray it. Darn it. I forgot to spray.
Oh, that's okay.
I sprayed all the other ones. I would have normally sprayed a little bit of avocado oil in the bottom just to make sure it doesn't stick. But these cast iron skillets are pretty darn amazing.
So you put sauce at the bottom, and then you grab one of your first noodles.
Yeah.
That's how we like to stack it. So of course, stacking your own lasagna and doing your own.
Yeah, exactly. So we use the biggest noodle at the bottom.
Yeah.
So we put the biggest noodle at the bottom. Next thing we're gonna do on top of that is add more sauce, if I'm not mistaken. Is it not? No,
it's the spinach.
It's the spinach. We add some
And the
spinach. So we're just gonna spinach 0 points. So put as much as you want.
And chicken 0 points.
And chicken 0 points.
So it adds, you know, it's so people will think, well, that's not a regular lasagna. But
You
lasagna
could
can be anything.
You could even actually saute your spinach first and then add it to your lasagna, whatever you prefer.
Yeah.
It's
So while he's
completely up to
doing
you.
that, so the next layer after that is we're gonna actually. So what we did is we bought some cheese called
We found some new mozzarella
Galvani cheese. It's mozzarella.
2
I'll just show
points.
you guys. It's 2 points
2
for
points.
30 grams, which is actually one of the lower points we've ever found.
I've never
for
seen mozzarella cheese
So we
that
found it
low.
at Fortino. So if you guys can find it at your own stores, check because it's 2 points for 30 grams. And what we did is we shredded it, and we have 30 grams here, so it's 2 points. So that means so far our tally is 9 points for the noodle. What was it? It was 8 points for the noodles,
Yep.
plus 2 points for the actual cheese. So
Yep.
now we're at 10 points.
10 points for this. Another thing too,
So I'm gonna
FYI,
I put this in there too.
yeah, FYI, our friend Lindy has mentioned it several times. Weighing your stuff instead of using measuring cups goes a lot further.
Yeah.
So if you really want to know 30 grams, if you measure a quarter of a cup and then you measure 30 grams of cheese, you're going to get more cheese measuring the 30 grams of cheese. Just an FYI. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a good little tip if you want.
So I just put a bit of the cheese in that bottom layer.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna put another noodle.
We're going to take another noodle, and it doesn't really matter what size, because what's
Yeah.
going to end up happening is you're going to press that down a little bit,
No, thanks.
and then we're going to make a new mixture.
So what we did is we bought smooth cottage cheese right here. Smooth cottage cheese. It's 2 points for a quarter cup. The entire portion is actually half a cup, it's actually 4 points for half a cup. So we're actually only going to use a quarter cup for the recipe. At the same time,
Yep, we're gonna make an actual, with that smooth cottage cheese, a lovely one of our fans, actually a good friend now, Heather. You guys met her, she was one of our winners. She has her channel.
Weight Loss Journey.
She bought us some amazing Epicure spices, and she got us the 3 onion spice and I think it's 3 cheeses, or CCB, and it's a cheese spice of some kind.
Yeah.
It doesn't even say, it just says CCB.
Yeah.
So
and both of them for the portion that you're going to use, which is a quarter of
no, it's a half a.
it's a quarter.
It's a half a teaspoon. So half a teaspoon. I've got the wrong measuring cup out here. So it's half a teaspoon for 0 points. And actually, I don't think there's much points in there to begin with. But you don't want to make it too spicy. And of course, I can't find a teaspoon there.
So half a teaspoon. So we're just going to throw inside the mixture here.
Inside your smooth
Cottage cheese.
And the only reason we picked the smooth was because I actually pointed out the 0%, 0 fat or no fat cottage cheese. It was 2 points for half a cup, and the smooth for 2% was 2 points for half a cup.
Exactly. So you're pretty much getting the same bang for your buck, and it's already smoothed out for you, so it makes it a little easier to spread.
Or if you want a chunkier lasagna, go for it. Get the cottage cheese. It'll be more like a ricotta.
I'll help you with that. So you put that on this next layer. So let me move this so you guys can actually see the lasagna a bit better.
And it doesn't actually have to sit on your noodle
So
either.
this is what it looks
Just
like so far.
Spread it out. Give me that spatula again. Might as well get all of this. If you're going to have the points, you might as well get every single...
Yeah. We have an audience
Serving.
right now. My mom's watching us.
Yes.
She's watching what her dinner's going to look like tonight, making sure we're making it right.
Okay, so now that's done. We're going to add another noodle on top of that. Did we add more spinach there? No.
No.
We just add another noodle on top of that.
With sauce.
And now we're going to add some sauce.
Now you add more spinach.
More sauce. And I'm going to add a little bit more to that as well, because you want to make sure there's sauce everywhere, right?
That's what with those lasagna, the difference is that it's a lot of sauce.
It's more sauce than noodles.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like you're trying to remember you're on this journey to try to eat a bit better. So
But
you're
guess
still
what?
having your lasagna taste,
Yeah.
but you're not having a full plate
And
of
not
lasagna
only that,
noodles.
you're having one lasagna, which you could split into 2 if you want to. You don't have to have it all in one sitting. This is a big lasagna, and the noodles are very filling. Very filling. So then we're going to take our last noodle, lay that on top. And then again, more sauce.
Yeah.
More sauce on top.
And then you put the rest of your cheese. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put these in the oven. So I'll show you one of the ones that are finished already. Right here on the stove, so you can see they're done. They have a bit of cheese on top. So what we're going to do now is that the oven's been preheating at 350. There's my mom. Say hi, Mom. And so we're gonna be preheating in the oven at 350, and we're gonna actually put them in for half an hour. And then once they come out half an hour, we'll show you guys what it looks like. So we'll see you in a bit. Say bye.
Bye. See you in a bit.
Bye, Mom. Bye, Keikos. We're all here. Bye. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
We're back. So half an hour?
Approximately.
Yeah.
We forgot to put a timer on.
Yeah. So usually half an hour is the
It's been about a half hour or so.
So let's open it up, and we'll show you guys what it looks like. They're heavy.
They're very heavy. The cast iron skillets are what
Here,
make
no,
them
I'm
heavy.
coming, I'm coming. And voila. There you go, you have a lasagna. And we're ready to eat. It's actually really late today.
It's so late.
So we're really hungry, so we're gonna go eat, and hope you guys enjoy the recipe. If you guys try it, take pictures, do the hashtag WBGays, let us know, when you guys try our recipes.
If you guys have a better version of a pasta that you guys can show us.
Yeah.
We'd love that.
Yeah.
I heard there's an egg noodle pasta out there. Does anybody know how to make that one?
Yeah.
I heard there's a keto noodle out there that I'm curious
Yeah.
about.
And you can also catch all our latest videos by going to our website, www.gays.com, or going to YouTube and looking for hashtag WWGays. So talk to you guys soon.
Enjoy.
And have a good...
Bon appetit.
Bye.
Bye.